Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Nottingham Hockey Centre for live coverage of the men's Premier Division match between Beeston and Oxted. It is Saturday, the 25th of February 2023, and the match start time is 2 o'clock, so around 5 minutes away from that. I'm Andy Day, sitting in the hot seat, and alongside me is Stephen Musson. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Andy. Yes, I'm fine, thank you very much.
This is the first time I've seen Oxted. I've managed to be away the two previous times that
You were.
come to Nottingham Hockey Centre, so this is something I've never seen before. I think it's the only team I've not seen play, so I'm looking forward to it from that perspective. But there are a few other things to look forward to in the game as well.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of where this league is getting to, this is quite an important game for both clubs, really. Both trying to get to this 7th and 8th spot in the league, which puts them into playoffs. Beeston particularly having had 2 good wins in the last 2 fixtures, and Oxted who found it difficult but have been getting draws, so picking points up, so they'll be keen to try and put a win on the board today.
So here come the teams led out by today's umpires, Andy Higgins and Matt Parry. Quick turnaround for Andy Higgins, he was here just a week ago. Bev Deacon is your match official sitting in the technical dugout. And we've got a few former Bees in the lineup for Oxted today.
Yeah, it was Matt Cruikshanks is how I've seen him out there, and Alex Bloomfield on the squad today.
We'll look first at the Beeston 16 though. And so, yeah, it's a relatively settled side. Just one change, no Ben Collinson this week. In for him, Ollie Ashdown. What's that difference is that going to make for the team this week?
Well, Ollie's, very, as we've seen, a very potent striker. Tough player, useful addition to the team, definitely. Not saying anything against Ben, but obviously he's won that from the position of being an extra forward for Beeston to give them that extra bit of bite, hopefully, in the D.
And looking again at the Oxted squad, so we already mentioned there's a few former Bees in this, and there's also an ex-University of Nottingham person as well. Not necessarily definitely played for them.
No, obviously the former Bees there, Alex Bloomfield. He was here for 2 or 3 seasons. Matt Cruikshanks as well, very solid defender. I had noticed that one of the former Bees, Lucas Ward, who I thought would be here today, isn't playing. So I'm not quite sure why he's not made it. Maybe an injury issue.
And there are a couple of changes in this Oxted side for the list that was published a week ago. So no Sam Williams, the goalkeeper, no Lucas Ward as mentioned, no Nick Giles, but I think that's because he's on the sidelines today.
Yes, yeah.
And no Ollie Bennett either, who was made his debut on the 15th of February after turning 15 years old.
Yes,
so
yeah.
no young Ollie Bennett today, but it looks like a good side. It's an Oxted side that's come off the back of 2 recent high-scoring draws.
Yep, 2-alls each time, and so they've always been competitive, and they've been. They're an odd side, really, in lots of ways. They don't win against the top sides. We've seen that. There's the Wimbledons and the Hampsteads and Old Georgians seems to find them very easy to deal with. But then in other fixtures, Holcombe and certainly against Beeston, they've been very difficult. So their opening game of this league against Beeston was a 2-1 win for them. So it's one that Beeston cannot be complacent at all about.
Indeed, we'll just quickly touch upon that one. That was the 25th of September 2022. Seems such a long time ago.
Yes.
Beeston took the lead through Ollie Ashdown in the 3rd minute. Oxted equalising just before half-time. Jonathan Langford with a field goal, and then Chris Webster scoring what turned out to be the winner on 45. Yes. So that's the way that that one finished. 2-1 to Oxted back on match day 1.
Yes. So I think both teams will be, hopefully expecting to do well anyway, and I think that could make for quite a good fixture today.
So the preamble complete, let's do some housekeeping as well. So Beeston in the black and gold half shirts, black shorts and gold socks to get us underway. Touch of a full start from Jamie Golden, but we are off and away. Oxted in their change kit today, they're going with white, blue and blues. I think some of you might be expecting to see them in red today, but no, it's white, blue and blue for Oxted. Beeston attacking the boulevard end. You can see that's the direction of travel of the ball from the off. And Oxted are attacking the car park end, which is right to left on your screens. Right, 30 seconds into the game. Beeston 0, Oxted 0. This is live on BTV. We've ticked all the boxes. Let's get into the game.
Good stuff. Nice noisy start anyway, so I'm hoping that Beeston have practiced their penalty strokes from last week, having missed 2, which wasn't ideal. But of course winning penalty corners would be good after the performance of Jamie Golden in his flicks last week.
Indeed, a couple of very, very good finishes, powerful finishes into the roof of the net a week ago now.
Yeah, and it's all about winning those corners, those set pieces, they give you a bit of time to settle. You'd hope that you get shots on target, and then Beeston, I'm sure, will be looking to win corners as often as possible.
Stanley going through Johnny Langford, and here he's again with a restart, looking to go through a couple of players directly. I think he's been caused a foul there, and Oxted trying to get that ball over halfway. A decent run this, and intriguingly, before the game, we were trying to work out if that's 15 or 16 for Bradley Sherwood. We've gone with 15 because that's the number we could see on the shorts, but it looks like he's wearing shirt number 16. Does not make.
Go.
Oh, flashed across the face of goal.
Yeah, George Fletcher there finding himself a bit of space close to the goal on the baseline. Not on target, but nevertheless, what a good position to get into. I'm hoping that Beeston will carry on from last weekend with their quick counter-attack play. Getting forward quickly. They did that very well last week. It was a definite improvement for me. And there was another example there. It nearly led to an opening goal from George Fletcher.
So busy start. I think we're going to stick with 16 for Bradley Sherwood because that's the number on his back. So we'll update the graphic for that. And
these technical delegates need to sort these things out before the game, don't they? So.
Well, there's a few things in the pipeline. Let's leave it there. So it's a solid start. First couple of minutes from Beeston, 2.5 minutes in. Oxted have shown good composure when they've had the ball, but they've been mostly possession with the home side.
Well, they've had to, a couple of times Beeston have had to retreat and win possession back, which they've done pretty well. And I would imagine they'll be very keen to get into good possession of the ball against Oxted, because Oxted do have some good basic skills and they can counter-attack as well. So it'll be that nip and tuck for the first 5 or 6 minutes, I think.
Stanley runs into traffic and the ball is taken down neatly by Matt Barnett. Lays it off to Rob Mugridge.
Good pressing on Toby Stanley from the 3 Oxted players. Made it very difficult for him to find his way out of that side of the pitch. And they've been rewarded with a restart in quite a good place.
Chris Porter not with the best of the restarts. So Beeston going around the long way. That's gone nicely for Samapula to pick up and chase. There's a pass on just picked up by the end of the stick. I think that might have been Owen Williamson who was furthest back there for Oxted.
Yeah, and you could see Jamie Golden free on the baseline in the D and gesticulating wildly, but that's where the pass should have gone, and I think Samapula acknowledged that was the case. Great skills.
Rowan Bowie continuing on the excellent game he had a week ago and started this game brightly as well.
I think it's quite clear from Rohan's point of view that the indoor for him over Christmas made a huge difference to him. Confident, he's settled, got to know the players around him a bit better. We did see some super skills from him last week.
Beeston trying to move the ball quickly along the sideline. Who got the last touch on that one? It must have been the Beeston player who snapping back into it quickly. Who's that over there?
George Fletcher was trying to put a tackle in. I think it's hit his foot for a Oxted restart.
Good crowd today. Conditions are not ideal. There's a
cold,
fresh in the air.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see so many people around. There is another game on site later today as well. As Oxted move over their 23-metre line, there's options in the circle. Decided to skip that one through.
I would have for a moment then, Andy, if you were referring to the Bees 3s against Sikh Union in the league, which is later.
Well, that could be the all-important
highlight
game
of the day.
Yep, it's just gone over the baseline. You can see the
Yeah, now this is the area where Beeston have to be careful, because going back to last week's game, a lot of corners were given away from this side of the D.
That's dangerous. Just to correct myself, the ball didn't go over the baseline. It was a free hit.
Yes,
so
that's
just
right,
in case anyone thinks I didn't spot that. That's free hit, and that comes to naught. That was fired across dangerously.
So that right side attack for Oxted, whether they watched last week's game, I would imagine that they will have seen some of that, see how Exeter was successful there. It's a good position for Beeston here.
Potential for a return to Bowie, but the play comes to a halt from a promising position. Looks like we're going for a... Ball must have just crept over the sideline. Beeston going backwards to bring it forward, using the wide open spaces. Missed trap, but picked up on a second turn from Dupre.
Yeah, just has to be a little bit careful with those basics, little deflections like that. Sometimes you think you've got everything under control and it only takes a missed trap.
Stanley checks back, gives it to Griffiths. Griffiths into space, but being chased all the time. Barnett, who's been prominent in the first exchanges, number 22 for Oxted. He's been pretty much everywhere the ball's been.
He's busy. He's a very busy player, and low centre of gravity, makes good tackles, makes life difficult for players. Gareth Griffiths there just getting caught on the ball when he had a chance perhaps to win a free hit. Henry Croft finding a bit of space.
And that is the first penalty corner, and just similar to last week, and almost the same moment. Just the merest entry into the penalty corner opens up a world of opportunities, and Beeston took it with two hands.
They did. It's just when it's done with force and at speed in this kind of position, you can catch a defender out of shape a little bit. As we see here, Henry very quickly there into the edge of the D and onto a foot. Relatively simple to win a corner in that part of the D.
Now, we did see Jamie Golden very, very effective from the top of the circle last week, and we're just trying to get a number, and there he is, number 9 on the back of his shirt, next to Griffiths, and of course a little bit further off to the left, I think Henry Croft is there as well.
Yes, he is, that's right.
A couple of likely takers. Oxted just putting their final touches to the protective gear. So there's been a lot of chat about time taken, but we won't be too particular. Here's the delivery. It's in and wide of the upright, crashing into the boards behind the side of the goal.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, again, committing the cardinal sin and missing the target. It's one of those things where you could, if nothing else, you could do with a follow-up opportunity or a second bite of the cherry from any kind of corner. Jamie not quite on fire yet, obviously, but that's the first one of the day.
Nudged over following a slip from Aidan Fraser, and that was his last contribution for a little moment.
Yes, that's right, yeah. Already you can see Oxted closing down players very quickly. They're prepared to work hard and they're disciplined and get back into shape quite quickly. That's obviously something they're going to have to do, because I'm absolutely sure that Beeston's intent is to be busy in attacks, quick restarts as we saw last week. Great ball through there.
Continuing the run is Ashdown, still looking likely and trying to hunt down another penalty corner opportunity, but nothing's coming from that. In fact, it's a free out for defensive hit out for Oxted, but that aerial ball, I don't think to the liking of the umpire, so we're going for a Beeston turnover from that.
Yeah. Moment ago, Joe Paul just found himself on the left-hand side of the D, and again, Oxted's defence very low and good.
Stanley working it down the right-hand side, decides to crunch the ball into the goalkeeper's foot, gets a touch on it. First trap is from a Beeston player, but it's been lost. And Oxted can clear. First touch of the game, I think, from Fred Whitfield in the Oxted goal. Nicely stolen again. This is an opportunity. Space here. Goalkeeper is committed. Big appeals for all sorts in there. Play continues.
Yeah, Henry Croft is ever in the thick of things, and I think he feels that he was offended by the goalkeeper there and should have been a penalty corner, but probably not right. I think the keeper just did his job well. A little stab at the ball from Dupre.
Out quickly to Rob Mugridge. Mugridge looks at the options. It's possibly to Sherwood, and his intercepted pass.
Beautiful track by Robbie Gleeson. Has seen there Oxted's counter-attack turned into one from Beeston. Again,
neat choice. Yeah. Not many back home at Oxted. I think the counter-attack definitely was the right option there, just behind the lead player.
Well, a strange choice of pass, really. It was passed into the player of the two ahead of him that was marked the most, and again, I think they've missed an opportunity there.
Not ideal. No, given away, picked up by Langford. Langford with a shot and hits it into the goal. Calamity at the back for Beeston.
Yeah, well, this has come off pressure from Beeston at the other end, and it's been turned quickly into a counter-attack. A lot of space there, and the ball not particularly well looked after by Beeston. Of course, that's allowed. We'll just see this in a minute. There you go, given away too easily, pounced on by Oxted.
Langford with one touch just into the circle, low and
Perfect
hard.
hit. Perfect
really
hit.
impressive stuff, and he takes the appreciation of the Oxted travelling faithful. So Oxted take the lead with a fantastic strike.
Yeah. Well, when you see the ball on the right-hand side of the pitch defensively, that has to go forward there. That was an error to pass that ball across. It was pounced on by Oxted, and of course the execution of the shot, fantastic. Bottom corner. It's making those choices defensive-wise, knowing, understanding where the pressures are. Another one there, not exactly on target. They've got to get this a bit more clinical.
Nice from Griffiths, who uses the space. What's the option? It's gone out to the right. Little switch.
Croft fighting away on this right hand side, using some skills.
Fired into the goalkeeper, who kicks it away over the baseline, long corner.
Yeah, tricky skills from Henry Croft there on the right hand side. Nearly gave himself an opportunity for a goal. The angle was very narrow. Keeper's covered that quite nicely. But Beeston's going to have to try to see if they can get back all square as quick as possible. Henry's work rate's looking pretty good at the moment. He's a target man a number of times from this build-up play from Beeston. I think Simon Hujran might be a little bit concerned about the fact that that's just got to cross in very easily into the corner, but then, of course, good quality shots. Here we go.
Yeah, a lot of pace on that as well, as Beeston make their way in towards the circle again, but held up effectively by the Oxted defence.
Yeah, Will Prentice never really under control there, and again, Oxted showing that they can do these defensive tackles well, so the skills are going to have to be good to beat a man one-on-one. Yeah, Beeston be disappointed by conceding a goal so early on in that way. And Oxted just doing enough to retain possession there, the centre-back. Again, Robbie Gleeson stepping in perfectly there, just giving... And again, a little bit of missed...
Something's not clicking there.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good position, that was. A great opportunity for a circle entry.
Prentice sniffing around, ball given to Oxted. Jonathan Turnbull taking the long route. And there's a nice aerial ball towards the top of the circle. Had to be dealt with, and Owen Williamson was equal to that ball.
Yeah, he's watched that. He wasn't exactly in line with it, but he's controlled that really well. Sideline restart for Beeston. I think the most of the play at the moment has been with Beeston. Obviously, we've seen that goal, very well taken. The build-up play has been good from Beeston. They've had the one corner so far. Just need to get a bit.
Stanley with a great ball in. There's the reverse, and it's underneath the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper has got a touch to it. Fred Whitfield. Yeah. That was the right choice.
It was. Ollie Ashdown in a good position there. He just didn't quite get a proper connection with the ball to put it past the keeper. But again, credit to the keeper. He was out quickly and closed it down.
Big appeal on field, and Oxted will get a free hit from that. I think, as I said, it was the right choice. You didn't need to blast that. It needed to be crafted underneath the goalkeeper.
I think that's what Ollie was trying to do, but the keeper was in a very good position and dealt with it very well. Again, we are seeing quite a bit of turnover going on here from Oxted, but some of the tackling is very good.
Everyone very central in the Oxted defence at the moment. Can Beeston operate around the edge of the circle? And there's frustration from Henry Croft. He thought he might be in for a penalty corner there, but it's outside. Right.
Still a good position, so you can just see the Beeston forwards getting themselves in the right sort of position around the keeper. Post side, good restart.
Bounce in. It's up into the air. Beeston will get another opportunity to slip the ball into the circle and then pad it away from the glove. Had a very busy couple of minutes, Fred Whitfield, in the Oxted goal.
And very busy Henry Croft here as well. He's causing a few problems at the moment. So
a week ago he promised you a goal that didn't come.
He did, that's right, yes. He owes us.
Ball out to the left-hand side of the Beeston midfield as they look to get closer to the baseline at the boulevard end. Beeston still in possession on the far side of the field, having to go back around 2 minutes until the first quarter-time break. And I know I say this pretty much every time, but that's been a very quick first quarter.
It certainly has, yeah, that's right. It has been end-to-end. Obviously, Oxted benefiting best from it, but Beeston have probably had the most attacks and not really got anything out of it other than the one corner so far. Here we go. This is space on that right-hand side again for Oxted.
Important touch, but it's still with Oxted. Is there a shooting opportunity here? Goalkeeper is committed and couldn't be touched in. Barnett, I think, was the player closest to the upright. He's in the middle of your picture now. Yeah. He was on hand to potentially tap the ball in, but couldn't.
And Alex Bloomfield, before that, his drive into the right-hand side of the D, very skillful. Got through 2 or 3 tackles to put himself into quite a good position. So a few threats from Oxted here. When Beeston aren't good enough on the possession, it can be dangerous for them.
Griffiths
fighting for the ball.
Runs this way, that finds a simple pass to Stanley, but keeps possession with Beeston. Clock ticking for the end of the first quarter. What do you say to your team if it's been a reasonably good performance, but the only mistake of the game has caused you to concede?
Yeah, I think it's defensively just taking good care of the ball, making sure that those moments can't crop up, because the build-up play for Beeston and the attacking options have been quite good.
Chris Porter has gone for a sit-down, green card for him. So he will begin the second quarter on the suspension bench. Didn't exactly see what caused that.
No,
I seem to be in the thick of a few things.
I was just looking there how difficult Toby Stanley is finding it to get past. Just to think who it was, Matthew Barnett for Oxted. His tackling is very good, and it's causing a little bit of a problem on that side. That ball again fired into the D, potential for a trap, but George Fletcher's missed that. Ball back to Oxted. Well,
must have had a couple of seconds of stoppages in there, so the match clock is going to stick at 17:30, and it will definitely stick at 17:30 now, as that is the end of the quarter. Very competitive for 17 and a half minutes, with the only real talking point being the mistake in defence, which has led Oxted to pick the ball up. Jonathan Langford with the pick-up and striding towards the circle, and a low, hard shot underneath Simon Hodgman. Yeah,
demonstrating perfectly how, if you're balanced and you keep your eye on the ball when you hit it as you cross that D-line, it can be very, very dangerous. And Simon Hodgman found that difficult to get in line with at all. But of course it stemmed from the giveaway ball from the right-back position, just laid a little bit aimlessly across the back four, and it went to an Oxted player. So a big mistake, really.
Whilst the teams are getting their instructions, our headline sponsor is the Magical Mushroom Company. The Magical Mushroom Company harnesses the natural flexibility and strength of mycelium, the material structure of fungi, to grow protected packaging at any scale by combining it with agricultural wastes such as hemp, cork and sawdust. This offers a safe, sustainable and totally home compostable alternative to plastic foams. Ideal for packaging, horticulture and interior design solutions, you could say they're solving the plastic problem with the magic of mushrooms. Since 2020, the Magical Mushroom Company has produced over 500,000 pieces of mushroom packaging, and by the end of this year they'll effectively removed more than 1,000 tonnes of EPS packaging from landfill. Find out more about the Magical Mushroom Company at magicalmushroom.com. Teams working their way out for the start of the second quarter. What's the message to Oxted, do you think?
Well, I think Oxted's defensive work has been good. They've tackled well and they've thwarted Beeston's counter-attacks, and they will be wanting to just make sure that their own counter-attacks are a little bit more quality, because they can see what will happen if they get the ball in the right positions. They've used the right-hand side attack to good effect as well. From Beeston's point of view, I think it'd be much more of the same, really, because they have created a lot of opportunities. Just need somebody to finish one of them.
We are off and running again, the second quarter underway. If you're just joining us, the goal from Johnny Langford, the difference at the start of the second quarter, former University of Nottingham player as well. And there's a good tussle for the ball on the far side. It looks like Oxted have got it, and they've got a run in on the circle. Trying to lob the goalkeeper, but that's wide of the upright. Nice idea.
Yes, and I was just looking at the pass, the potential pass to the free player on the left. I was dreading that being given, and I think that was probably a better choice from Beeston's point of view. But again, dangerous moment.
Sherwood, the player with 16 on his back and 15 on his shorts.
That ball has found its way forward quite nicely. This is George Fletcher just he'd done well enough to get to the ball. He'd led to the ball well, trapped it, but then he lost a little bit of control. It got away from him. He's ended up fouling the Oxted defender, and they've started with an aerial away. Takes a bit of pressure off and finds a man on the right flank.
The reminder as well, Oxted are down to 10 outfielders currently, and as you've been able to see, I think that suspension is about to come to a close for Chris Porter. Oxted doing well with 10 at the moment, so they're pressed to the edge of the 23 again. In fact, they are back up to a full strength 11 on the field. That suspension for Chris Porter is now complete as Oxted look to build on their 1-goal lead.
I think Beeston's intent to get forward is actually leaving gaps at the back, and they're going to have to work this out really. The expansion and contraction of the unit of the players, because there's seems to be a lot of room for Oxted to move the ball around.
Williamson with a nice shimmy when the pass up towards the top of the circle finds Sherwood again. Beeston deal with it neatly in the circle and coming out via Fletcher. Fletcher's ball inside is into traffic, but Beeston have handled that neatly. It's still in play. We couldn't have been better positioned to see that ball was still in play.
It was hanging on by the skin of its teeth. But
nice play towards the 23-metre line, and the ball whipped out towards the right. This is Bowie, plays the ball in. Attempted ball to try and deflect that past the goalkeeper. I'm not sure how that ended up off the field of play, but it must have been, I presume, off the goalkeeper.
I think it was. I think it was an awkward cross. The height was very difficult for Jamie Golden to get on the end of, but the keeper's got a touch on that. So long corner restart. Beeston working hard, trying to find their way into the Oxted D, and having got a restart again in quite a strong position.
Just waiting for a couple of players to move before we can restart. That's an interesting ball toward Robbie Gleeson. Gleeson with a low ball in just in front of the goalkeeper, but Oxted with a firm first touch on that. And here comes Gleeson again, takes the nice little deflection, shooting chance low, and it's been kicked away, and it's been kept on the field of play from the goalkeeper's kick. Nice goalkeeping from a number of fronts there. Yeah, good defensive work again from Oxted all round. Players getting in shape, staying low for balls fed into the D, and the keeper marshalling everybody pretty well, including himself. So big strength of Oxted at the moment, this defensive work. Changing conditions here at Nottingham Hockey Centre, and I tell you what, there's you can see the shadows lengthening on the pitch already. It's a very, very bright second quarter, and the floodlights are still on, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Are we expecting more rain or something? That's fallen to, that's again another attempted feed into the D, nicely picked up by Oxted. It's quite clear Beeston's going to have to be, they work some good quality moves to get into the D to beat these defenders. Yeah, I think you would probably suggest that the possession at the moment was in Beeston's favour, but of course Oxted have the goal. That's the only stat that counts. Yeah, that's right. Nice attempted ball down the line from Rhodes. Eventually does find its way towards the edge of the circle. Beeston come to a stop with a tangle of sticks in the middle of the field. Just getting a little bit edgy about this ball that flies across the Beeston D, a little bit loosely. And if Oxted get on the end of that again, we saw what happened first time. We don't want that to be a repeat, not at this point in the game. It wouldn't be fair to say every time you're in a promising position you should score, but I think at the moment Beeston are getting into those opportunities and not converting as many as they probably should. Yeah, and they have actually been in the circle quite a lot of times in control of the ball, so it's just going to take that little moment for somebody to be composed enough to risk it again across the back. Yeah, there's another example of the potential danger. That said, though, risk and reward. The ball is suddenly up into the circle, and you can see the umpire pointing at his foot, and it will be an Oxted restart from the defensive position. Yeah. So getting this large amount of progress to become something of a attempt for a goal or a penalty corner is something that Beeston are going to have to work on, because there's no doubt they can get to the opposition's 23-metre line quite easily. It's what happens after that that's proving difficult for them at the minute. Whilst we were waiting for the restart, paying close attention to the umpire having a chat, that will be Matt Parry down that end of the field. Yes. With with one player from either side. I'm not sure what exactly that was about.
No.
My lip reading is not the best, and also from the distance we are away, it would be equally more difficult. But interesting one. Not sure if we had a stoppage on the clock or whether that was just a bit of a chat.
Yes. So there's little moments where somebody said something a bit of argy-bargy, just gets in players' minds. But again, here we go. Look at the
missed defensive moment in defence. Goalkeeper has had to come for it. He was bypassed and it was turned towards goal.
Yeah, that looked for all the world like it had gone off the baseline, but the perseverance of just trying to see who that was for Oxted nearly created the second goal, and they still a very dangerous place here as well for them.
Hand in the air from Simon Hudgman.
He's just tidied that up nicely.
He must have seen something.
Yeah, so these little moments where often from a Beeston error, Oxted pounce and seem to be able to turn it very quickly into something dangerous.
It's a very efficient way of playing because it bypasses minutes and minutes of delicate progress, but that's a nice control of the ball in the air. Is there a pass on? Ball in towards the circle, shooting opportunity on the reverse side. It's been turned and away.
Yeah, again, very well watched. Nice strong tackle there in the middle of the park.
Anassar deciding to blast through everybody, and this time it's successful.
This is a route.
Oh, brilliant defensive work from Langford. Come back a long way just.
Very, very quick retreat defence tackle. Very valuable to your team to have players doing that. And of course, a big back swing from a forward gives you the opportunity to steal the ball, which is exactly what we saw there.
Was that 21 on 21?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yes, it will look for all the world as if that was the moment of impact from Bowie to put the ball towards the goal. But that's the closest Beeston, I think, have come. That's their best opportunity as the ball crosses the edge of their circle
That's
again.
just very free there. That's failing to seal the opposite side of the D. Cross ball just rolled out the opposite side and back in Oxted's possession. And this is where they're at their most dangerous. So a little free hit there, and you've got to restart in a good position.
Nice aerial ball taken down, chance, and that looks like a penalty corner.
Yeah, well, that was obviously Andy Higgins feels there that the Oxted forward was in position first. Nice clear position, good accurate past aerial, and the defenders closing down the space, so he's given a corner.
Langford earlier on scored his 5th goal of the season, moves him top of the charts in the Oxted camp. Who will be the likeliest, do you feel, to take this penalty corner opportunity? Anyone in mind, do you think?
I don't know at the moment. I'm just trying to see who they've got, how they're lining up. But
Aldred is
Luke
just
Aldred's there, isn't he? He's on the nearest of the two castles, as we call them.
And Owen Williamson, so it could be Williamson is the one player to the right, number 2.
Yeah. And
Luke Aldred is player to the left, 26. And
well, if they think about the difficulty that Simon Hudgman had with the ball across his body, they might go to the furthest trapper, which would put a difficult angle for Simon Hudgman on his right. So we'll just see whether that happens.
Looks like we are now set.
Yeah, difficult.
Really interesting style. Oh, I thought he was going to play that with his knee on the floor.
That's gone to the near castle.
And it has been knocked away. Oxted still with it, though. Across the edge of the circle. Yeah. Another chance to put the ball in. There's a swift ball in, kick away from Hudgman and then blasted away to safety.
Yeah, a bit of scramble defence going on there because the ball wasn't falling very nicely for Beeston, and there was a couple of chances where to get a flash shot off, but thankfully they defended that.
Williamson retreating back into defence. Crookshanks to Williamson, who's taking that popped up ball pretty well.
Yeah. This is the first time we've seen Oxted in this much higher transfer position up the pitch, and whether that'll change the way the game goes a bit, I don't know, but they've been able to win possession back again.
Bit of a coming together, and Sam Mapula wins the free hit and continues his run towards the edge of the circle. This is a decent position. Player right on the goal line here, and look at the frustration.
Yes.
Joe Paul was right there on the goal line, smashed his stick into the ground.
Straight shot on the keeper. keeper more than able to see that all the way in. Made a decent save. Ball back with Oxted again. I have to say, Oxted's defence and willingness to retreat into defence is very, very good, and it's stopping a lot of Beeston's progress at the minute.
Moving around nicely as well. Batten, the captain, just right in front of us here. That comes off the chest of Griffiths, and
I think it was off Gareth Griffiths' stick first and then up onto his chest.
Looking there at 18, he's literally right in front of us in the chapel, and he's the captain. I'm looking to see if there's a distinguishing mark on Jamie Batten's match day attire. It doesn't appear to be.
Just seem to be getting a little bit more comfortable, Oxted, in their play at the moment, which is a little bit disconcerting.
Dupre with that ball to the baseline at the other end, holds up his hand. You would have seen that on camera. Holds up his hand of apology. Neat idea, good pace on that, but there was no one there to reach.
That's right, yeah. Nicely controlled by Ollie Ash down there. He's just brought that back into play for Beeston. And here we see another opportunity for an attack.
Oxted coming over to control.
But again, the same traits, good retreat defence from Oxted. And ball onto a Beeston foot and a restart for Oxted, something their defensive pattern is very good at.
Attempted interception doesn't come to anything, and here's Owen Williamson with a white headband on, who gives possession away.
Yeah, Will Prentice doing a bit of work to get the ball there, but has not made a particularly good pass forward. Back with Oxted again. Henry Croft working hard to try and close this down, see if they can steal the ball. Got through there again.
That come off a foot, yes it did, and Oxted will get a free hit almost exactly on halfway.
Slight difference I'm seeing, that Oxted get low and well set for tackling. And Beeston a couple of times caught. There's another example there, not getting low enough, and it's creating chances.
Shooting opportunity for Oxted on the reverse side, and that flicks up and behind and over. So did that shot come off the Oxted stick?
I think it was just a miss hit completely, really. So sort of thing you see on training night, and some poor person loses his windscreen in the car park, but he didn't get that far this time. All given away. Nicely passing it around. Some of the bite has gone out of Beeston's attack play at the moment, just whilst they try and settle and see if they can work out better ways of approaching Oxted's D.
Is this an instance where Beeston would sort of coast, do a damage limitation to half-time, and then have a regroup and a rethink at half-time?
I think they must have spotted that they've become a little bit open at times. There's another opportunity there for Oxted.
Overload a little bit as well in the circle. Yeah. Played towards goal and turned in off the goalkeeper.
Well, I think was that Alex Bloomfield who's put that in?
We'll watch
Possibly,
on the replay.
Yeah.
What's a fact now? It's Beeston 0, Oxted 2. Just as we're thinking that damage limitation would be the way forward.
Yeah,
there's the shots. I think deflected from Alex Bloomfield right in front of Simon Hujwan.
Yes,
not a lot he could do about that.
That's right. That's that dreaded right side attack again that keeps affecting Beeston. 2-0 just before half time, and I could see that Beeston were trying to regroup and get organised, but nevertheless Oxted are a potent force when things, off turnovers and mistakes. Quite a bit to do now for Beeston to get back into this.
We're going to see another card come out. No, we're not. Curious whistle.
Yeah, yes, it was. Yeah. So I think the best strategy here at this point, you're a couple of minutes out, see if you can get a penalty corner, try and get that ball into the D.
A bit more speed from Bowie, who goes through a couple of players, gets nudged, and we will get a free hit just outside the 23-metre line.
Yeah, there is space and time here. I think Will Prentice choosing to transfer it around the back players. Yeah, still an opportunity to win something from here, restart on the sideline, trying to find that crucial part of the D where you can get a foot.
as the umpire
Again,
signalled
yeah,
here. Free hit in a dangerous position.
Yeah, this is
out of the 5 metre.
Miss trap, yeah. A good hard pass, but a miss trap. Nobody really near the top right of the D, which I thought would have somebody there automatically, really.
Just for those of you who may not be familiar, that ball had to come out beyond the dotted line before it can get fired back in.
Yes.
Which is exactly what happened, but promising from one end from Beeston, and now they're on the back foot again as Oxted pressure the 23 metre line with a decent touch, an interception, and then gently away.
Yeah, good tenacious work from Oxted there to win the ball back, making life very difficult for Beeston to get out of that tight part of the pitch. And they're back in the same sort of position that has caused us so much trouble.
Did that hit someone on the way through? Yes, it did, dangerously.
Yeah, I think Andy Higgins reads that as a dangerous hit. Ball's ended up a few times with, I think that's Joshua Birtles, isn't it, number 6? And big fella, he can hit it quite hard.
Dupre takes it on himself with a nice ball inside, but that invites a challenge. Beeston fortunate to retain possession, and there's a trip, is that? And we're going to see action taken. A green card has been shown. So Oxted will end the half and start the second.
Yes.
Down to 10 outfielders.
Well, not long here to win a set piece, but that's what they should be going for. And they have done that. That is a good time to win a penalty corner right on the whistle.
In fact, we just heard the half-time whistle blow. This could be a big difference. I know it's Beeston will end the half behind,
yes,
but it will be 1 goal or 2 goals. Can they turn this into an opportunity? This is just talk us through this situation.
Tricky skills on the right-hand side and a deliberate, I think the umpires read that as a deliberate foot without an attempt to make a tackle. He's given that as a corner. Perfect for Beeston, it's just what they wanted at this part of the game. If you can by any chance get a goal here, then the emphasis changes again and it could work back in Beeston's favour. So they need to really focus on this.
Gleeson goes over to the position to inject the ball. Dupre is there around the edge, but also the Jamie Golden is there also. Number 9 on his back. What can we see here? Little movement. It is Golden, and that comes off the goalkeeper's pads, but turned in for 2-1, and Robbie Gleeson, the injector, gets the final touch.
Well, perfect example of what you should do as an injector. Once you've injected the ball, be alert for anything and any opportunity. Robbie Gleeson, perfect there. He's hit that ball perfectly, and it wouldn't have been easy, that. So he's kept his eye on this all the way through. Look, you can see him moving in.
Creeping.
Bang.
Nice touch on the volley as well.
Yeah, very good.
And disappointments in the defensive ranks as well from Oxted. They were thinking it was a half-time clean sheet, but that wasn't to be.
Yes.
Drama right at the end.
Well,
once more.
Yeah, that's right. And this is the perfect response from Beeston just on that half-time point. Whistle is to get a goal back. It puts a little bit of doubt in Oxted's mind. So the second half can start with a bit of a confident feel for Beeston.
So just to run through the goal scorers, if we have it available. If we can pop the slide up giving us the match information at the end of the second quarter, we'll talk you through it. There we go. Jonathan Langford, a mistake at the back, but brilliantly finished from the Oxted player.
Yeah.
And Alex Blumfield, it seems quite a long time ago compared to...
Yes, that's right, 33 minutes.
With a close range finish.
Yeah.
Following good work again down the Oxted right-hand side, and we've just seen Robbie Gleeson with a nice finish. I think that's his second goal of the season, if my reading of the numbers are right. So an intriguing half-time team talk, and I think a much lifted Beeston team
Definitely
talk.
As a result of that, yes, yeah.
So what we will do is say adieu for a little moment and gather our thoughts just as the teams are having the same over on the far side of the field. So at half-time, I'd say come back in about 6 minutes' time, just to be sure. It's Beeston 1, Oxted 2, live on BTV.
Pass really, it was passed into the player of the 2 ahead of him that was marked the most, and again I think they've missed an opportunity there.
Not ideal.
No,
Given
this
away,
is-
picked up by Langford. Langford with a shot and hits it into the goal. Calamity at the back for Beeston.
Yeah, well, this has come off precious little moments where somebody said something, a bit of argy-bargy, just gets in players' minds. But again, here we go. Look at the
Missed defensive moments in defence. Goalkeeper has had to come for it. He was bypassed and it was turned towards goal.
Yeah, that looked. I think they must have spotted that they've become a little bit open at times. There's another opportunity there for Oxted.
Overloaded a little bit as well in the circle.
Yeah.
Played towards goal and turned in off the
Yeah.
goalkeeper.
Well, I think it was Alex Bloomfield who's put that in.
And a green card has been shown. So Oxted will end the half and start the second.
Yes.
Down to 10 outfielders.
Well, not long here to win a set piece, but that's what they should be going for. And they have done that. That is a good time to win a penalty corner, right?
And he's there. Also, number 9 on his back. What can we see here? Little movement. It is Golden. And that comes off the goalkeeper's pad, but turned in for 2-1. And Robbie Gleeson, the injector, gets the final touch. Welcome back to BTV. Teams almost ready for the start of the second half, and we had some drama right at the very end of the half with Beeston on the score sheet through Robbie Gleeson, and it's put a different complexion on a second half.
Yeah, crucial points in the game to score a goal when you're 2-0 down, getting back to 2-1. It's, you know, that's a super thing to have happened, and Robbie Gleeson's finish was excellent. Not an easy finish from that position.
Indeed, it was slightly obscured from our camera position, but it looked like a volleyed finish as well.
Yes, yeah. Had to keep his eye on the ball all the way, and narrow angle.
So Oxted, I think, no pun intended, will have been a bit stung by that.
Yes, that's right. I think it's probably the first time in the game that they've not defended something. The rest of the defensive work has been excellent.
Fletcher looks to press down Beeston's left-hand side, attacking the car park end at the second half. Again, Beeston in the black and gold half shirts as they press towards the shooting opportunity, but it's been mopped up in defence. I think it might be Owen Williamson who's the player who got that. Well, it could have been Johnny Langford. Both of the players have got white headbands on today, which is a thrill for my player recognition.
Beeston going for it right from the start, a couple of times already in this part of the D.
Umpires pointing towards the
corner
goal. It means it is a penalty corner.
Well, it just shows if you can be strong on the ball and you drive into these little corners of the D, it can be difficult for defenders to get low enough. And again, you see here, just found a foot.
Rowan Bowie again, who's had a couple of good games. I don't want to keep labouring that, but if players are playing well, then it's good to say it.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Intriguingly, the last two fixtures for Oxted have been 2-2 draws. East Grinstead on the 11th of February and a week later against Brooklands. We could be one swipe of the ball away from that exact same scoreline.
But I think if Beeston could put this away and get to 2-2 quite quickly, then the emphasis would have changed.
They will shuffle towards the left-hand side of the circle. No movement in the Oxted defensive line. And that's a powerful shot, and the umpire swift to put his arm out.
Yes.
And stop play. Talk us through that.
Well, I think it was the power looked good. I thought for a minute it had gone in, but we'll probably have a look at that again if we can.
Hit the post, but I'm wondering why play stopped.
Probably off the post onto a Beeston foot, I would have thought.
Ah, I see.
So
that's how close it was.
Yeah, steamy little start from Beeston's second half has given them that corner, so there's obviously an intent to
prey with the ball out of defence, which has been mopped up. It's a scrappy start for Oxted in the second half.
I mean, Louis Dupre just needs to be careful with these passes. They've got to make sure that they are travelling at the right pace and to the right player in the right direction, rather than just half-heartedly giving balls into the middle of the park, which could go anyway.
Fallen kindly for Griffiths, I think, who can pick this one up. There's players in support there. Griffiths continues his run towards the edge of the circle. And it's been mopped up neatly again from Oxted. They're starting to get back into this game. The run continues from Bradley Sherwood, who he picks up the ball.
But there's no doubt, Andy, that Beeston have got this ability to get to the opposition's D. It's just whether they can get the goals they're going to need. Ball fed into the D again. Oxted in the way.
And I think, are we going to see another little stoppage here? I think it's just a chat from where he starts going to be taking place from. Just to confirm as well that the full complement of players is back on. We've had 2 green cards shown to Oxted players, Chris Porter and Josh Berthels. Berthels' green card, which traversed half-time, is now exhausted.
Yes. Beeston pressing very high now, deciding to go for this, nearly winning the ball back there, but they've now got to do the retreat work to get back into shape, because Oxted are well, they've done that quite nicely, so they've closed that out, and Beeston have won possession back. Ooh.
It's a bit of a breakdown of communication there. Pressure coming though from Beeston. Oxted sort of penned into that corner and trying to work something.
Yeah, did well to win the ball, but the pass wasn't good enough. Beeston restart again.
Griffiths goes with the ball towards the top end of the circle. There's a potential for a trip and a
corner.
penalty corner. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Jamie Golden just turning there and being hit from behind, and deemed to be a penalty corner. So again, this pressure that Beeston have applied since the restart is beginning to work for them.
This is the restart that we've seen here. So the ball moved towards the edge of the circle. There's the pickup from Golden, who shields the ball from the defender.
Yes.
Draws the foul and gets a penalty corner at the end of it. So we have third penalty corner for Beeston in the game.
Yep.
The corner tracker is up and running. We can put the graphic up if you like. But we'll hold off for a moment. There we go. Look at that. Everything is working. Such satisfaction. Gleeson, who had success with the last penalty corner, and I think the sun will be in the eyes of a few of the Beeston players as they attack the end, because that's certainly true for me. I'm looking right to the sun here. Little shuffle to the left. Speedy, good trap. No, it broke down. Bowie with a low shot. It's still live. Where is the ball? Play stops.
Yeah, Andy Higgins very quick to blow then for really, I didn't see quite why he'd blown that so soon, but and here's the counter-attack from Oxted. This is where, and that's...
Oh, whistle, which has gone in favour of Beeston right at the crucial moment.
Another restart that's quick going the other way now, so it's all very much end-to-end. So,
got to say, it's, wherever you're watching us in the world, it's equally difficult in person or on the screen seeing where the match ball is. The sun has got its hat on. Capital O, capital N, on. It's very bright.
Beeston again winning the ball there, but I mean, that's a bit of a fly hit across the D. That's going to be difficult for anybody to get on the end of, but at least a restart for Beeston again. But they have to be careful when these high-pitched positions. If they turn the ball over, it can come back at you very quickly. We saw off that corner a minute ago how quickly Oxted's attack was there. So you just have to be really sort of alert to that kind of risk.
Beeston, I think they've noticed the change in the conditions here and looked to play down the right-hand side, making Oxted look into the sun. That's a clever bit of use of the conditions.
Well, with where the sun is at the moment, it's very difficult to see on that side. So good restart position here. Yeah, quickly.
Self pass into the circle, player goes to ground, and the umpire points towards the goal again.
Yeah, see the benefits of driving hard into the that right-hand side of the D. It's tough to defend, and it's an area where you can purposefully win penalty corners if you want, and you can see this here.
Everyone was expecting the pass, and then
and off it goes. Yeah, very quick, cuts in there. Foul, penalty corner. The ball nearly went into a good, strong position for Beeston, but umpire Andy Higgins had already given the decision. 5-1 now the count on corners.
Oxted, should they win this, looking at the start of day, they would be a point behind Beeston in the mini league. However, a win for Beeston will put daylight between them and East Grinstead. Let's look at this now. That's been padded away. The umpire pointed again.
Long corner restart, saved and off the back line. I'm just wondering really whether, you know,
in the circle, chance here. Turned wide again, another long corner. You can see the sweep of the arm. Huge pressure this from Beeston. Can they convert this into a goal?
Yeah, good pressure, a good period of pressure from Beeston. Really, they need to turn this to their advantage and pick up that equaliser.
Whistle goes. I think the umpire's having a chat. I think he might have seen something off the ball that has been drawn to his attention. It's Robert Mugridge, who's being spoken. They're having a chat with the umpire. I'm not sure if he's being spoken to, but they're definitely having a chat.
Yes.
So it will be a Beeston restart. Look at the pressure from Oxted. They are sniffing that.
This.
Another free hit from a reasonably good position.
Yeah.
And a salt.
Testing the organisation of the Oxted defence so far, they've been very good. You can see them tracking players well, they're nice and low, they're set.
James Hunt has been brought into the fray as well to put additional pressure in. That's a neat ball towards the circle. Can Beeston come away with it? No. And Oxted do bring it over the 23-metre line. Dupre getting hustled out of making the challenge. Bit of a bridgehead on halfway for Oxted as they go in front of the massive substitutes that are about to enter the field. What's going on with that ball? Is that dangerous?
Performance of Beeston, so Oxted making a little bit of a mess of their own restart, and Beeston winning the ball back.
Umpire bringing someone over to him. What are we going to see here? Hand in the pocket. Anything more than that?
Something going on here.
There is a green card that has been shown. And who is making their way off the field of play? Well, someone is making their way to the bench, but not at speed. As he starts to run now, Jamie Batten, the captain of Oxted, is having a seat.
Is that their third card?
It is indeed, yes.
Well, again, this is a difficult phase for both teams, really. Oxted in terms of trying to keep Beeston out, and Beeston in terms of trying to get this equaliser, which with the resolute Oxted defence, they're finding it difficult. See, no way through there. It's very tough.
Even against 10 players.
Yeah, managed to get a free hit restart, but look at the Oxted players all set.
For a moment I thought we'd missed the movement of the ball, but the ball hasn't actually gone anywhere.
There we go. So looking at an outlet to the defenders for transfer, trying to create a bit more movement in space and openings hopefully in the D.
Just waiting for the right moment for the angle ball towards the top of the circle, which does come. The goalkeeper scrambles, and Oxted will clear it under an awful lot of pressure. And off the sideline. Good moment again for Beeston.
Yes, that's right. Keeper does look cool and calm for my liking. He seems to be organised and knows what he's doing. Marshalled that away very nicely.
Often goalkeepers don't get a lot of credit, and I think Fred Whitfield in the Oxted goal, he didn't play. I think Sam Williams is the usual first choice goalkeeper for Oxted. No Williams today for Oxted.
Well, he's looking very good to me, very composed, and certainly working well for his team. Just
a little flick towards the edge of the circle again. Oxted clear it.
Yes, a nice option to leave the ball, but you've got to be aware behind that that's what's going to happen. Will Prentice fiddling around and never really in control of the ball there. That's a good take. That's very nicely taken.
Impressive stuff. Goalkeeper's committed, and he's been bypassed almost. He's come out a long way. Can the pass find a rat? Oh my word! Look at that! Scrambles and scrambles and scrambles.
Penalty corner.
But I was thinking there for a moment that the goalkeeper had to have been bypassed. There's got to be a way around the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and I think that's the skill of the keeper there. I think he made himself big, and he was very difficult to look. He's in perfect position, absolutely perfect in all phases of that. But in I think Henry Croft in getting around the keeper at that final point has found a foot. Don't know what more Henry thinks he can get out of that, but he's got the corner. I'm just wondering about corners, because so far we've seen the Beeston 6 corners, it's all been an attempted flick. They must have options, they must have ideas that they could perhaps...
Bit more deftness.
Yeah, maybe move it, slip it to the left, use the injector again. We've seen Robbie Gleeson score from that, from a follow-up, so...
Just another quick moment about Oxted closing the angle down for that pass as well, where the goalkeeper was occupied. Really clever play.
Yeah.
Power that again padded away. It's still live though. Clash of players in the circle, and Oxted come away with the ball.
Keeper-wise, very good again. You know, he, despite the power and the speed of that, is very able to see it, and it was on his left as well, which is sometimes difficult for keepers to make the save. So Oxted will be very grateful to him at the moment, as in dealing with this period of attack, this relentless period of attack from Beeston. And again, I think Oxted maybe just thinking we need to change the emphasis a bit and do a bit of pressing ourselves a little bit higher up the pitch. Really plays done well there.
Is there going to be an opportunity for another strike on goal before three-quarter time?
You see, that to me is, I think that was Toby Stanley there, has just run himself into trouble, never really in control of the ball, and now he's coming back on the opposite side of the pitch against him, so things that have worked for Beeston, they can keep making the passes to the next man in the chain, get into that D, win the corners. We've seen them get their corner tally up, but then equally we've seen Oxted defending very well. Certainly their goalkeeper doing an excellent job.
More pace from Beeston as they come towards the halfway line. Just holding back a touch, Joe Paul, but the move continues and flows down the Beeston right-hand side. The ball towards the top of the circle. There's a slide in there looking, I think the ball was anticipated to be a little bit closer to the goalkeeper than it turned out to be.
Ollie Ashdown on the floor there, thinking he might have been looking at a deflection, but it was came off an Oxted defender.
The prey crosses the ball across the field, and there's a nice zip about this as the ball gets intercepted on the top of the circle again. Oxted, right place, right time to make those
good stepping out by the centre back.
Although possession has turned over again to Beeston, and for a moment it was twists and turns as the wind starts to pick up here at Nottingham Hockey Centre. Ball in towards the circle. What's going to happen here? Long corner.
Yes, yeah. Dangerous position again. Henry Croft driving down the. I know it's an Oxted restart, but yeah, I mean he needs to get more out of that again. He was in a good part of the D. Just find a foot. I think he's gone on. He's taken off the back line.
Full complements of 11 again from Oxted. 3 green cards in the game. All gone the way of the visitors. Nice shape on the aerial ball. Nice takedown as well from Alex Blumfield, the second goal scorer, looking to bring distance. And that one's curious angle off.
Yes. James Hunt's stick there, so.
Start a rugby whistle out of nowhere. Suddenly we've had glorious sunshine, and now it's gone back to being cold, and the wind has picked up again. You can see the flags fluttering in the distance.
Well, Beeston in their haste there to get the ball forward again have turned it over, just gone off the sideline, deflected off the sideline, and Oxted a bit more measured in their restart here. It's taken a moment longer, just probably to make sure everybody's in the right place. One of the ways of taking the heat out of these numerous Beeston attacks.
It feels like they've rode out that intense spell.
That's right, yes.
Ridden or rode? What do you think? Right term. Ridden.
But it was fruitful in its way for Beeston, because it got the corners and nearly a deflection.
Has that been kept in? No, it hasn't. The umpire on the spot. 60 seconds until three-quarter time. This is the point in the game where it tends to sag just a little bit before the intensity turns up again in the final quarter. Your thoughts, as ever, always welcome. And wherever you're watching us, how you're watching us, do get in touch. Let us know what you think of the game. Who stood out for you? Who deserved the Player of the Match award? If you're enjoying the broadcast, if you think we could do things differently, do get in touch. Everything is all welcome. Every comment is welcome. As Oxted make their way up towards the boulevard end and the long corner is awarded, that might be the end of the third quarter, and it does look like it is. So it looks as if there's a
lot of pressure from Beeston there, but it's not actually come to anything. Excuse me.
No worries. What we will do is give you the score update. No change from the position at half-time. Jonathan Langford on 12, Alex Blomfield on 33, Robbie Gleeson with an impressive finish from the penalty corner for 2-1 just before half-time. While Muss is catching his breath, we'll say thank you to our main live streaming partner, which is Air IT. With over 15 years of industry experience, they're a mature, well-established and trusted strategic technology partner to a wide range of organisations and in-house teams. With comprehensive expertise across IT, communications, cyber security and business intelligence, Air IT will cover all your technology needs. Whether you choose to fully outsource or complement in-house resources, we provide a complete managed solution from initial advice to supply, implementation and ongoing support. Find out more at airit.co.uk. And we're also proud to partner with Club Buzz. Club Buzz lets sports clubs build an incredible website and manage their entire club, including their team selection and payments, with the Club Buzz app, which is rated 5 stars in the Apple App Store. Get started for free with Club Buzz at clubbuzz.co.uk. So that's to the position with 17.5 minutes to play. Muss, are you all right? You'll be back with us?
Yes, I think I've survived.
That was a
coughing attack.
There's something going around. There's
Yes,
definitely something going around. We need to keep you in cotton wool for tomorrow,
Yes.
because a reminder before we get the fourth quarter underway, we will be back again tomorrow, but at a slightly earlier time. Well, the match is starting at midday, so we'll be on about 11:55. I think it's the earliest we've done a BT.
Yeah, that's right. It's another interesting fixture in this part of the league, and another reason why Beeston particularly keen to try to get back into this. Anything they can get out of today's game is going to be of benefit to them.
If things stay as it is, it's not the end of the world.
No.
However, a win today would almost certainly guarantee that top 2 position.
I think the problem that Beeston have faced is the way in which Oxted have defended has taken the sting out of the attacks that Beeston have created, and the possession for Beeston's been good. The number of times they've crossed the 23-metre line and the circle entries have been good, but they've not actually been able to convert that into anything other than the 1 goal.
Also, I think what your moment of the match, I think mine certainly at the moment, is the intelligence of the running to block the pass.
Yes,
when the goalkeeper was indisposed at the top of the field. The intelligence to get in the position and block that route. That was really
very good indeed.
Play. Yes. And I think that's one for watching again and again and again. As Beeston come close in towards the circle, goalkeeper has been sidestepped and the wide of the upright. So Beeston are getting closer and closer.
George Fletcher there, I think. I don't think he expected that pass to go to him, and he nearly had an opportunity to put that in the net.
In the air again, so it would have been 2 volleyed goals.
It would have been. Well, I think from the start of the game we saw how strong Oxted were defensively, as individuals and as a unit, and it's certainly worked for them so far.
Punched towards the top of the circle. Oxted in here, and a slip really benefits Beeston in defence. Arms outstretched from Matt Barnett. I think he was looking for something.
Good work from James Hunt there, just to make sure that didn't come to anything.
Extremely changeable conditions. I did mention the sunshine and the wind. It now looks like it's about 15 minutes away from it hosing.
It does,
so it looks like the end of the game will be played in monsoon conditions. We can't play this song for copyright reasons. But imagine 4 seasons in one day.
I know.
By
Yes.
Green card for Oxted, another one.
Just a little bit too far for Henry Croft to collect.
Matt Barnett, who's gone into the umpire's book again for the 4th time for an Oxted player in the match.
Yes,
what we got here? Penalty corner.
Yeah, Henry Croft found a foot on the edge of the D, which I'm not sure Andy Higgins saw, but certainly the other umpire did.
It looked fairly innocuous. I was looking for the restart.
There we go, just there.
Just took the flick, and play looked like it was continuing onwards. But the umpire out of camera, you can just see was in a great position to spot that. You just saw Matt Parry's head. So corner number 7 we count this as, but we'll hold on for a moment. So going over, Robbie Gleeson, he's had success himself. There's a couple of potential takers around the edge. Look at the prime position.
Just have to see if they do anything differently this time.
Apula looked absolutely ready to tear in. He may not be the first player you'd think of to get on the end of the penalty corner, but he looks in good position to mop anything up. It has gone to the left. Apula has gone in, and that's been tapped away. Repeat penalty corner.
Yep. Again, able to find the keeper's left hand.
Pressure.
Not put it in.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Low, hard, tapped over the baseline. That's what's done it. Fred Whitfield had a very good game, didn't that? That's what the delivery he's done again.
Good foot.
Deflecting the ball over the baseline for a long corner. Beeston looked like they were going to go into that one very quickly, but they've had to hold. Out towards the left-hand side, in towards the circle, played in low and over the baseline. 57 minutes complete on BTV. Beeston 1, Oxted 2. Really, really good game. Looks like we're back up to a full set of 11. As the clouds start to look more and more ominous. Trying to give you a flavour.
Again, ball back to Beeston just to see if Oxted can take the pressure away.
Rawlings, nice footwork, trying to get in a position to shield the ball from harm's way, who goes long with that into a busy area. Did that come off the body? No.
No, it's...
Good hustle in towards the circle. Looking for another penalty corner, you feel, or a shooting opportunity. This one is skipping in towards the goalkeeper, who kicks it away. Another good touch from Fred Whitfield. And looks like it set up something for Oxted to progress all the way up through the middle.
Dear,
nice weight. Goalkeeper comes out and doesn't get a touch on it, according to the umpire.
No, Matthew Barnett trying to hit that and mishit it, or didn't hit it at all. So
it's one of those could have been driven into the ground.
Yes, yeah.
Dangerous moment. Oxted still showing that there's bite and there's endeavour at that end of the field, even though at the moment it looks like a very, very good rear-guard performance. It's a bit of a strange game, this one, because Beeston have been on top, but yet they're behind in goals. Strange way of saying that, but hopefully you know what I mean. The scoreline doesn't reflect that Beeston have had the lion's share of the performance.
That's right.
Second half.
Oxted doing everything to defend all the Beeston attacks and doing very well at it. Oh,
just nudged over the sideline, it looks like.
Yes, I think Andy Higgins misread that slightly. Bit of space here, just have to be careful to control that.
Really, really nice work in the air.
Yeah.
He probably couldn't have seen the incoming attacker behind him, but probably heard. Very, very good work. Can Beeston get something out of this game? They're a goal behind with 10 minutes left to play.
Well, they're trying everything to get this equaliser, but it's not proving easy.
Foot. Jamie Rawlings had a prominent couple of minutes over on this side of the field. Angle ball towards the top of the circle. Comes up.
Lash down just.
And player goes down. Shouts from, I think, Beeston, hoping for maybe another card.
Opportunity to feed the D again from here. Oh,
that's deflected up and long corner.
So basically Beeston attacking the whole of the Oxted team at the moment, just trying to see if they can get this equaliser.
Twisting this way and that outside the 5-metre dotted line. Oxted penned in, but they will get the chance to release from this defensive free hit.
Well, they've done it very well again.
shallow aerial ball taken down neatly in front of the Beeston bench by Oxted on the far side. Griffiths thought for a moment to come away with it, but he hadn't.
Well, 10 minutes to see if they can get an equaliser, let alone a winner. And Oxted doing everything they can to stop that happening.
Fraser punches the ball towards the top of the circle. Goalkeeper Hujwan comes out and plays stopped.
Yeah, the Oxted forward, they just found his foot. But Simon Hujwan quick to spot that there was a risk of a chance of a shot.
2 balls on the field briefly. It's not going to help Beeston with 9 minutes left and 8 minutes and change, more accurately.
No, a bit to do in that short space of time now. Oh,
fallen kindly for Beeston. Good tackling back from Oxted again, but it's a Beeston free hit. Can they gamble, put more players forward? Or, with players committed, does that leave space at the back for Oxted to take advantage of on the break?
It does, if there's any kind of a mistake here.
Another free hit for Beeston in a very, very good position.
Find some kind of an opening here.
Onto as the baseline, goalkeeper's committed. He's been bypassed and umpire is watching on carefully. And Oxted will clear and look at the pace out of defence. I thought for all the world that was going to get tapped in from short range.
It looked like it as well. And again, the pressure's off because Oxted have come away with the ball.
Langford leaving it to Luke Aldred on the restart. Swept over to the left-hand side. Everyone converging around the
long corner.
Everyone converging around the goal that Beeston are defending at the moment. Another opportunity to punch the ball in. In fact, it's a soft one towards the penalty spot and equally gently swept away over the sideline.
Yeah, I think the only option there was to take that ball away, get it off the sideline, try and create a bit of time.
Oxted no, keep the ball out of the goal. There's 3 points in the bag. At the start of the day, Oxted were in second place in the mini league. They will finish the day if they get the 3 points in second place, because they can't be caught by East Grinstead, University of Exeter, University of Nottingham or Brooklands, Manchester University, should the results stay.
That's right. So I think we're going to see this Oxted team try to see this out now. Certainly if they scored another goal, that would be the end of it, but they're still trying to get forward to take the pressure off a bit.
Also, with 2 games in 2 days, what does this mean for Beeston as well? How do you regroup? Because the next match will be 22 hours away from this.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so quick recovery time really. So, and they'll have to take good care, just make sure that everything is set up, planned for properly for tomorrow.
Oxted making their way towards the circle on the reverse side, played in. Goalkeeper pads it away. And is that a penalty corner?
Yes,
and Simon Hujwan is not happy with that decision at all.
Well, he's definitely made the save, and it looks like it might have hit a Beeston foot.
Or was it not controlled? Let's watch carefully the action or where the ball went on the replay.
Good run.
Yes. It was danger in theory, because the ball popped up off the pad and onto the attacker. So that's the thing.
So dangerous moment here. 5 minutes to go. Although the positive angle here is, can they defend this and get the ball away quickly and catch Oxted out of position? But the first thing they've got to do is make sure that Oxted don't score.
Indeed, it's been a while since we've seen an Oxted penalty corner. Second quarter, I think, is the most recent one that we was,
wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, a little dangerous moment here.
Slow delivery towards the top of the circle. Goalkeeper comes a long way. Arm aloft. And Beeston
it has fallen to Beeston. Oh,
that's a good take.
Ooh,
Support needs to come in. Henry Croft looking for that initial ball towards the top of the circle. He goes again. I think he's going to go left. He's given the space to himself. Reverse ball in, clipped in. He's aiming for something. but it's gone the way
Yeah, he's
of
mishit that.
Oxted.
He'll be cross with himself there. I think he wanted to make that connecting pass for the counter-attack off the corner.
Another interception, Croft involved again.
I think he's
run into trouble. He plays the ball towards the circle. The goalkeeper's come a long way. And brilliant work again.
Great work from the keeper. Still with Beeston.
Again, it comes off his pad, and at this time,
corner, yeah.
The dangerous play that we saw at the other end.
Repeated.
Yes, so you can't give one and not the other.
You can't.
So it's fair to say that this...
this is a great moment here. The ball there. That was the chance. But again, as we've seen from Oxted's keeper, so many times his positional play has been excellent.
Some of the Oxted defenders, like spinning tops, didn't know where the ball was for a
No,
second.
they didn't.
We've seen a couple of brilliant finishes down this end a week ago from Jamie Golden. 9 penalty corners.
Crikey.
Can they convert this opportunity? This time they go higher and wide.
Well, Jamie Golden's just not got hold of that properly at all.
Time really starting to tick away. Oxted looking in the driving seat for this.
Well, at the moment, this is the problem Beeston have had against Oxted. Same scoreline that we found at the opening game of the season. Long corner restart for Oxted. All season time tick away.
2.5 minutes to go. Oxted, nice run to meet the ball, but
that's good.
Bray flicks the ball up. It's still with Beeston. We will be coming back. It is going to be a Beeston free hit. That gives time. Henry Croft, out of your picture, moving towards the 23-metre line. I think he's the player furthest in space if he can be found. But at the moment, play is held up. Yeah. Aerial ball possibly incoming.
About 2 minutes to go, I think. So it really is going for everything now. Restart for Beeston. Good position, but who's on the post?
Flick behind, sweep of the arm, free hit in a decent position. It can't be fired in here. Lifted in towards the circle.
Oxted doing what they've done well all game, staying low, staying composed, defending well.
Free hit for Beeston, and that could be leading to something.
Skills.
Here. Big appeal. What have we got? A couple of players on their knees at the moment. Is a penalty corner been awarded? I think it might have.
Yeah.
So, not entirely sure what happened there. We've got players going down.
Very busy, and I think
a couple of appeals, and also I think look at that the shape Henry Croft is making. He's saying it was blocked with a leg on the ground. So,
well, this is the
Henry Croft Oscar winning, because that was excellent.
Right, yes, demonstrating well what the umpire needed to do.
Penalty corner 10 for Beeston. Less than 60 seconds to play. Can they convert this opportunity and get a point out of the game? Oxted line up on the line. Fourth defender coming in. Finally put their preparation and their defensive gear on. Can Beeston convert this opportunity? It's towards the left-hand side, and it's been tapped away. Disappointment. Gleeson arched his back in disappointment there.
Yes, yeah.
One more chance. Bowie with the ball towards the edge of the circle. He's held up. Stick goes flying.
Still found a foot, so he's got another chance.
15 seconds. The players don't know how long's left. They've got no opportunity. Long corner. This might be it. They can't hang around. 5 seconds to go. Can they get the ball into the circle? Can they make a damn distance? And do we have a penalty?
Yes, he's given
corner.
a penalty corner, yeah.
So,
well, Beeston have got to do something a little bit different here, because Oxted's keeper has just found this so easy. Whether they've got other routines, and you know, in terms of moving the ball and looking for deflections or something of that sort, but certainly the straight flick is just not working for Beeston.
11 penalty corners. Mussey's law of 3.
been ruined. It's in tatters, Andy.
Well, what that tells you, you should be scoring 1 in 3 of your penalty corners at the highest level.
That's right. Yes.
This is what we're looking at. What we've not seen today is, well, we've seen Beeston convert 1 of 11.
That's right. Yeah.
So far, with 1 more to come. So 1 of 10.
Yes, and been trying pretty much the same thing every time, and each time Oxted have defended it very well indeed.
So Fred Whitfield, with his defensive colleagues, to potentially maintain all 3 points for Oxted if they can keep this out. It has been tapped away, and the penalty corner is over, we think. And that is the game. Oxted cheers, Beeston disappointment.
Well, I think Oxted will be absolutely thrilled with the performance of Fred Whitfield there. He's not failed to connect with anything at all. My only criticism would be the number of times that they've done the same thing. So when you get that many penalty corners, you'd like to see every kind of variation that you've practiced, really.
Handshakes at the end of the game, a very, very good game to watch.
Yes.
And really good if you were a neutral watching the game as well, because there was lots to look at and enjoy as the game went onwards.
There was.
We're also, by the way, trying to set the world record for the quickest ever match report, which is currently being written now. So check your socials for that. So what is the headline? Beeston 1, Oxted 2. Oxted went into a 2-goal lead. Jonathan Langford mopping up on a mistake in the Beeston defensive ranks.
Great shot, yeah.
And Alex Blumfield with a close conversion in front of the goalkeeper. 2 minutes before the end of the first half, Robbie Gleeson turned up with what turned out to be the consolation.
Yes,
on
he did.
35 minutes with a delightfully taken volleyed finish for the penalty corner that he'd injected, and managed to turn it beyond the impressive Fred Whitfield. Beeston huffed and puffed and come away with 11 penalty corners in the game, converting just the 1 of them. Oxted only managed 2, but they are the victors. They take 3 points back down to Caterham. What it means for Beeston, well, they'll be back here tomorrow at the slightly earlier time of midday. That's the pushback tomorrow. Don't forget to set your alarms wherever you are in the world. Midday GMT tomorrow is when BTV will be back on, and it's the derby.
It is.
The shortest derby in club hockey, I think.
It's 50 metres is the distance.
Indeed, I measured it back in September.
Yes.
It's the University of Nottingham are going to travel, get in their coach and travel. No, they'll just walk across the car park and take on Beeston, and it will be a high tempo, high intensity game.
We will.
That will be delighted to bring you tomorrow. Something that we've not really been able to bring you is an update from the women's match away at Wimbledon. I'm not sure we've had any information at all from that, so unfortunately we've not been able to give you an update on that. Keep your eyes on Beeston socials for an update on the women's trip to Wimbledon. They travel to Surbiton tomorrow. That is a slightly later start time, 2:30 p.m, but we know, thanks to Colin Pike on the 1s and 2s at the Surbiton socials, he'll be able to keep us up to speed with what's going on there. So from all of us here in the chapel, it's been a pleasure keeping you company today. Muss, you going to be ready for tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be ready, yeah.
Just bringing the match information up there again. We'll be back tomorrow. Beeston versus University of Nottingham. It's the derby, and you'll only find it live on BTV.
Pass really, it was passed into the player of the 2 ahead of him that was marked the most, and again I think they've missed an opportunity there.
Not ideal.
No,
given away, picked up by Langford. Langford with a shot and hits it into the goal. Calamity at the back for Beeston.
Yeah, well, this has come off precious little moments where somebody said something a bit of argy-bargy, just gets in players' minds. But again, here we go. Look at the
missed defensive moment in defence. Goalkeeper has had to come for it. He was bypassed and it was turned towards goal.
Yeah, that looked. I think they must have spotted that they've become a little bit open at times. There's another opportunity there for Oxted.
Overload a little bit as well in the circle. Yeah. Played towards goal and turned in off the goalkeeper.
Well, I think it was Alex Bloomfield who's put that in.
And a green card has been shown. So Oxted will end the half and start the second.
Yes.
Down to 10 outfielders.
Well, not long here to win a set piece, but that's what they should be going for. And they have done that. That is a good time to win a penalty corner, right?
Golden is there. Also, number 9 on his back. What can we see here? Little movement. It is Golden. And that comes off the goalkeeper's pad, but turned in for 2-1.